term, so it was very quiet. The atmosphere was, it was awful. I ended the day on, good morning besties, it's market day, so go grab yourself a snack, go grab a little bevvy, and let's set up for this market.
Those castles are lovely.
Hello besties, so the market's over. It's been a couple of days. I feel like I've recovered a little bit. I've got all my notes and like my sales summary bits and bobs, so let's get into it. This was for the Derby University Spring Freshers Fair. That feels like such a tongue twister. But this was a very like artisan makers heavy market rather than one of their usual market events that they've done and that I've attended previously. In total, I think I've done about 4 or 5 events at the Derby University, and I myself am actually a Derby Uni alumni. I did my illustration degree there, so I always feel kind of proud every time I go and do a market there, because I'm like, I did my degree and now look, I have my own business, like look what I've done with my degree. It always hits a little bit different. It was, I do feel very proud, and I do get a certain level of like dopamine from going back and interacting with the students. Because I graduated during COVID, so I feel like I missed out on a lot of student life, so it's always nice to go back and to see everyone. But yeah, this was half term, so it was very quiet and minimal footfall, which wasn't ideal, and immediately had kind of set the tone, I think, for the market. The atmosphere was it was awful. There was like no music, and I think a lot of us recognised straight away that it probably wasn't going to be a fantastic market day. The organisers basically came around and told us that although the market officially starts at 10, it probably wasn't actually going to start until about 11 because of when students have classes and stuff, and there just wasn't a lot of people on campus. Not a great sign. And secondly, they had hired the tables, which they haven't done previously, and they hadn't let us know that that's what they were going to do. But they basically said because they had hired the tables, they're getting collected at 3. So instead of the market finishing at 3 like it was supposed to, they wanted us to pack up early and be gone by 3 so that they could, like, because the tables being picked up at 3, which again just wasn't ideal. Had definitely set more of like a somber kind of mood over us all, because we were like, okay, so we've got a lot less time than we usually do, because a lot of the time when I've done this market before, they do allow vendors to kind of overstay a little bit and like keep trading until like 4 or 5 o'clock, which I know is not obviously guaranteed every single time, depending on what they're actually like doing in that space. But I don't know, it just kind of felt this time around they didn't actually want us there. It was odd. There was also quite a lot of us that had very similar businesses. So obviously I have my art, illustration, stationery kind of small business. There was quite a few of the same. There was about 6 of us in total that were all doing illustrative, more kind of stationery, stickers, accessories, that kind of thing. So even though we're all very individual in our styles and our niches, obviously customers aren't going to buy notepads and stickers from all of us. So, and I know that's normally the case with a lot of markets, but this one specifically, like, we're all in very, very close proximity, all very similar price points. There was like 4 of us down one alley, and then the alley over from us, there was another good like 2 or 3 artists. So it just kind of felt like that wasn't really considered. And there was also like 3 or 4 crochet businesses, which again, the variety of businesses just didn't seem very thought out. There was a jewellery stall, but I think their pieces were more sort of like high-end prices, a lot more than what students can afford. And yeah, it just, I don't know, it just kind of felt odd. There was a food business directly opposite me, and that was a little bit disheartening throughout the day, because they were the only ones really having queues of people. At one point their queue had like wrapped around the entirety of the market, and it meant that no one was kind of coming to have a look at us because of the queue. But then also the majority of people were in the queue, so they weren't really focused on anything else anyway. And it just felt very disorganised compared to last time. But it's okay, it is what it is. I ended the day on 16 sales, which is considerably less than what I normally get at this market. I have attended the Derby University markets. I think this will be my 5th one or my 6th one. And I normally come out with like double that. So definitely impacted by like half term and everything. I did hit my goal though. So I set a goal of £100 profit, which I often do for the Derby University one, because you kind of never really know. It's always a bit of a gamble with, depending on like who's in classes that day, what classes are on, who's actually on campus, and like what else is going on in the university. So I always kind of stick to around £100, and the table fee is relatively good too. It is only £30, well, £25 plus VAT, so about £30 for the day. And I don't have to pay parking or anything. So it is from a price point quite a low good market to go to, because you are kind of pretty much guaranteed to make some sort of profit. So I did manage to hit my goal. I ended up taking a total of £140.50, so minus the £30 table fee and my card fee, which is £2.20, because I have a sum up reader, so they only take like a small percentage of each sale. So that means that I came away with a total of £108.30, which is great. It's fantastic, and I feel very, very grateful. I'm still a little bit disappointed though, because like I said, each event that I did with them last year just seemed to keep getting better and better and better. So this kind of feels like a massive setback compared to that, but still great. I'm still very, very chuffed and very, very happy. But I do normally kind of take double that at this market, like especially in December. I think I cleared nearly £300 in profit, which is just bonkers. So it's fine though, it happens. It's still very, very early on in the year, so I wasn't expecting too much. I wasn't expecting like millions, but yeah, the footfall was definitely lackluster. It just, yeah, it felt so different, and I think the whole general vibe of the market was kind of missed. After speaking to a couple of the stall holders and vendors, I wasn't alone in thinking this. I don't think many people actually had that great of a day in terms of sales, so I do feel incredibly lucky. And I met some absolutely lovely students that have bought from me previously at these events, and they're like, oh, what have you got that's new? Like, what new bits have you got? What haven't I already got? And it just, I don't know, it makes me feel very, very emotional to think about, because it's like, you remember me enough to know that like I have new bits. Like, you know my pieces, you can tell my pieces apart. And I had quite a few of them say that like, oh, like we missed seeing your stuff at like the markets and stuff, like we've missed seeing your stuff at the university, so we've actually been going into town, actually into the Derbion centre, to go and have a look at Design 44 to look at your stuff, to make sure you hadn't brought out any new bits without telling us. Which again made me feel really emotional, because it's like, oh, like you actually like remembered that I'm stocked in town, and you actually remembered that, like, I don't know, it just felt very, very sweet, and I feel very, very emotional over it. ArteaFoxStudios, who was vending at the market, she was telling me how she went to one of her lectures and there was someone who actually had like a Stanley cup covered in my stickers, and she's like, I could recognise it, but like obviously didn't want to approach because that would seem really odd to be like, I know who made those stickers. But it just made me feel very, 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 very thankful that like I have found my demographic and I have found my community. So more onto the details of what I have sold. So like I have said, it is a little bit disappointing. It's not quite the numbers that I have been getting previously at these markets. So I sold a total of 4 individual stickers, not amazing. And I did sell 12 of my miniature stickers. I kind of did like a 3 for £2 pick mix kind of situation with those. And I basically just made little tiny miniature versions. They're like 3 centimeters, so like half the size of my usual stickers. So they seemed quite fun. I think because it was like 3 for £2 and it was like the cheaper way of supporting me. I sold 1 of my new mini sticker sheets, and I sold 4 of my regular sticker sheets. I sold 1 each of my A6 and A5 notepads. I sold 1 bookmark. I sold a total of 8 pieces from my like Oopsie B grade box, but that's kind of more expected. I do tend to put more things in. I tend to save things up for my B grades and like my Oopsie box and stuff for the students, because I know that they love a bargain, and I am very, very critical of my items, so a lot of the time you can't really tell straight away unless it's pointed out that it's a B grade, but I'm a perfectionist. So I'm grateful that they all do go to a good home, and I do have one of the students that has bought quite a lot of the like mystery Oopsie bags from me, so I do make sure I put out extra for them because I know that they almost treat it like a like gacha machine. I know that they love them, so I do make sure I have plenty, and I do save up my Oopsie stickers for months just for those like students who love the Oopsie bags. I sold 1 of my mystery bags, and I also sold a tote bag. I also sold 2 of my cups and 1 of my new pencil cases. I'll insert photos of them all here because I absolutely adore them. I think they're so cute. And I'm really, really happy that I did sell 2 of my cups. I was kind of nervous how they would kind of go down, but everyone kept pointing out that they were really, really cute and unusual because they're handled rather than it being like the glass can sort of shape. They were like mason jar, handled mason jar shapes. So I think people appreciated the variety more, especially because I know that ArteaFoxStudios has a lot of those like glass can cups. So it did, even though they were like similar items because they're both cups, they are different. So I think that worked in my favour a little bit because they looked different. Not everyone is selling like the mason handled jar cup ones. It's a little bit more of an unusual one. So 16 sales and £108.30. Yeah, £108.30 profit. So I'm happy with that. I am chuffed and I can't wait to see like what more events they put on this year. I vaguely remember the organiser mentioning that there probably won't be any more proper market events until Freshers in September, but I'm on their email list anyway, so I'm sure if there's anything they'll drop me an email. But my next market is now on the 2nd of March and I'll be at the garage at Chilwell, and it's the first time I'm ever vending at that location and at that market, and I'm very, very excited, and I'm actually kind of grateful in a way because it's like, what, 2 weeks away, so I don't really have a huge amount of time to actually make loads of products. I'm kind of grateful that I kind of went hard prepping for this market because now I have enough to hopefully see me through. We'll see after I've like restocked Design 44. But yeah, that's the end of the market day video. I'll add it to the playlist and link all the other market day videos down below. I'll also link my social medias and stuff so that you can find out where I am next and what markets I'm going to be attending to. I have got quite a few coming up actually. I've got a couple of new ones that I've never vended at. So I believe there's one, obviously I'll be at the garage at Chilwell. There's one at Denby, like the Denby Pottery Village. I've not done that one before. I think it's like a new location for that market, like event. It's like a new location for them. So I'm excited for that one. What other ones am I doing? I'm doing a couple more in Lincoln this year. I'll be back with the Lincolnshire Makers Markets. I'm really, really excited because I absolutely adored Belle's Pumpkin Patch and the way that was organised, so I'm really, really excited for this one. But I will make sure they're all like linked down below on like my Instagram and stuff. Like I'll make sure that I have some dates like available for you guys to see, so you can see where I am when I am. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more behind the scenes market vlogs or studio vlogs or me making stuff, make sure you subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video don't forget to drop it a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.